Today we're breaking down exactly how Lucy Gray Baird, one tribute from the 10th Hunger Games, ended up shaping the entire system we see decades later in Katniss Everdeen's time. Most people think Lucy Gray is just a tragic love interest or an early victor with a dramatic story, but if you read carefully, her games become the model the Capitol builds everything on. Styling, sponsorship, tribute care, Victor's Village, even the illusion that tributes have choices. Let's break it down. The 10th Games are a disaster. When we meet the 10th Hunger Games in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the games are barely functioning. No spectacle, no audience, no entertainment. Tributes are kept in cages and the Capitol is still traumatized from the war. Dr. Gall sees this as a threat. If the games die, her power dies with them. So the academic students, including Coriolanus Snow, are assigned to fix the games, and everything changes when one tribute breaks through the Capitol's indifferences. Lucy Gray Baird. Lucy Gray is the first tribute to ever hold the Capitol's attention. She performs, she sings, she has style, she has a narrative the audience can follow. Snow notices immediately. Because of Lucy Gray, he suggests betting. He recommends giving tribute stories. He starts building what will eventually become pre-games entertainment. And Lucy Gray teaches him something huge: appearance matters. Tigress presses her clothes. Lucy uses color and charm to stand out. This becomes the earliest version of styling. Think about it, decades later we get full styling teams, costumes, makeups, designers, all built on the revelation that came from Lucy Gray. The audience invests in tributes who look like performers. Once the Capitol realizes that Lucy Gray is entertaining, everything shifts. Talent showcases, pre-game scores, audience sponsorship, tribute personalities. All of these evolve directly from Lucy Gray's impact. She shows that tributes aren't just victims, they can be characters. This is the core blueprint for what the games eventually become. Here is maybe the most overlooked part. After Lucy Gray wins, she goes back to District 12. There is no Victor's Village, no designated housing, no reliable way to track her. Snow can't find her until he hears the COVID performing, and that's when the Capitol realizes something crucial. Victors who disappear can be used. Not for propaganda, not for mentoring, not for surveillance. So after Lucy Gray, the Capitol creates Victor's Village, a reward that looks luxurious, but the purpose is control. Victors can be easily found, easily watched, easily paraded in front of the public. The Capitol sells it like generosity, but the truth is a cage with nicer wallpaper. This part is incredibly important. During the 10th Games, Snow learns that tributes will cooperate if obedience gives them even a small chance of survival. This insight becomes one of the most important psychological tools of the future games. By Katniss' time, the Capitol reframes the games as a system where tributes choose to train, to form alliances, to seek sponsors, to perform well. This illusion of choice is powerful propaganda. It makes the games seem merit-based instead of cruel. And Lucy Gray unintentionally proved that this works. She performs because it increases her odds. She plays a role because she wants to survive. The Capitol later weaponizes this dynamic. If tributes have choices, then their success or failure is on them. It shifts attention away from the cruelty of the games and onto the performance of the tributes. The 10th game show a huge problem. Tributes are so abused and starved that many can't even reach the arena safely. Snow worries constantly that Lucy Gray will die before the show even begins. He sneaks her food to keep her alive. The Capitol learns from this. By the 50th games and definitely by the 74th, tributes are fed, cleaned, medically treated, stabilized, trained. Not because the Capitol is compassionate, but because tribute must survive long enough to entertain the audience. Lucy Gray's survival becomes the model for a system built on controlled preservation. Throughout the 10th game, Snow is unknowingly building sponsorships, systems, viewing incentives, tributes presentation, proper housing for victors, controlled environment, and the psychological illusion of choice. Everything he learns from Lucy Gray, what works, what draws attention, what keeps tribute manageable, becomes the foundation of the games he will one day rule. He never forgets her, he never forgets the covey, and the structure created around her becomes the version of the Hunger Games we see decades later. Lucy Gray Baird doesn't just win the 10th Hunger Games, she becomes the prototype, the blueprint, the proof of concept for the entire system. Her performance, her survival tactics, her unpredictability, all of it is absorbed, weaponized and perfected by the Capitol over the next few years. And that's how one girl from District 12 helped create the games we know. If you enjoy this analysis, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you.